Billy back here. Welcome back, all you liars. Pretty Little Liars Summer School, as they are calling the follow up to Original Sin, is now on Max. The first two episodes are on there now, and new episodes will be every Thursday until the season's finale. Now, we don't know if we're going to get a season three or not. It's obviously early, but season two picks up right where one left off. So, if you recall at the end of season one, Archie, escapes, or he basically gets out of his hospital bed and he attacks uh, Sheriff Beasley, and then he goes after Chip. When Chip opens the door, there A is, and that was where it ended. So we're not sure exactly. We assume Chip didn't make it, but we're not quite sure. Well, season two fills in that gap. Yes, Sheriff Beasley dies. Chip dies. Good riddance, right? They were there for a reason. They were horrible characters, and yeah, they got what they had coming to them. So then we also find out that A was tying up loose ends. He escaped police custody and he got Madame Jerry, which there were times where I didn't like her, but she didn't deserve death. He got Steve, which he had a lot going on with the loss of his daughter and definitely needed some help for sure. And then the drug dealer of Noah's moms, which good riddance to him. So arguably Madame Jerry she was kind of hard to like, but you also like she was doing her job, so it was kind of like I couldn't really hate her. I don't like I said, I don't think she deserved death or anything. So there's that to consider. So that was kind of the people that died, and Imogen's having a hard time because she got weird vibes from Ezra, so she ended up giving her baby to another couple, and the Winters, Mr. and Mr. Winters, and it seems like they were good parents and everything, And she's dropping off gifts to keep an eye on the kid, but it's obviously being overdone, and she's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be like a once a month pictures. And Dr. Sullivan, who is back from the original series, which I always thought at times she could be kind of but she always did try to help the girls. And so I think it was really cool to see her back in the premiere of the new season. And each character is going through stuff. So Mouse and Ash are navigating their relationship, and Mouse is spending a lot of time on Spooky Spaghetti, which worries Ash. And we don't really see much of her parents so far, so we're thinking maybe her parents are just not in the first episode, whatever. But she is trying to work with him, and let's see. Noah is staying with Sean's family, and she sneaks into his bedroom so they can do their thing. And Sean's mom, gets mad about it, and she can be overbearing and not very understanding. And Noah's waiting for her mom to get out of rehab so she can go home. And she lies and says, "Yes, my mom's out of rehab," and goes and just has the place to herself. Um, and different things are going on with each character. Uh, Tabby's still working the theater. Wes is still there, and I'm hoping he gets a redemption arc because yes, he's done bad things, but I'm hoping that like he learns from his mistakes and actually ends up being an okay guy. Because so far he hasn't given me much to cheer him about. So I was hoping that season two was going to start that redemption arc for him, but we will see. It's still early in the season. And then Chip's mom is coming after Tabby because of a movie she made starring Imogen, where it's like a revenge movie, and she doesn't like the way that it portrays Chip, which and she's calling her a liar, and a lot of people on the video that Tabby made are calling her a liar. So there's that going on. Farron has been cleared to dance, but she wants a break from it to sort of discover more about herself, and Henry's all about dancing, and so she has to lie to him and say, "Hey, I haven't been cleared yet," even though she was cleared like 2 weeks ago. And this summer program that is really like the big deal, she decides to pass on it and talks to Kelly, who has found religion, and Kelly is now going to church a lot, And Farron goes and visits her and offers her the spot to the summer dance program thing. So there's that going on, and Kelly's trying to get Greg to go to church, and I have a feeling it's going to become really interesting with this church thing. But everything's, Archie has been recaptured. He goes on the anniversary of his sister's death, and at 12:01 a.m., and the police get him, and he is sentenced to death. So the girl's relieved about that, but he hasn't died yet, so there's always a chance he escapes. In the meantime, Bloody Rose is running around. Now, obviously, it's the same name as as Archie and Angela's mom, but we don't know that for sure. There's a chance somebody else is actually under that mask, and this villain is quite terrifying. So they say if you say her name in a dark room into a mirror where Angela's been 5 times, Bloody Rose appears, and it doesn't. The janitor comes in and startles them all, and he's like, "Shouldn't you guys not be here?" And so it's all just myth at this point. Spooky Spaghetti says, "Hey, here's a cabin." Mouse brings Noah and Farron out there, and they decide not to go into it. And Ash shows up and confronts Mouse about like her doing dangerous things, and he's worried about her. And then we see more and more about her, and then you think it's all just a myth, and then at the end, there's a couple there saying, "Okay, let's just stay." So they end up starting to hook up, and Bloody Rose comes in and kills them. It's not shown on screen, but she kills him, and so we add more to the body count. So that's 2 people confirmed dead from the season 1 finale, 3 new ones at the beginning, and then 2 more. So that's 7 people in one episode. It's like, wow. But I was really impressed by Dr. Sullivan being in there. I was not, I mean, I heard about that, but I thought it was cool the way they did it. How she is talking to these new girls. Obviously knows now different secrets that the original group like get through to the new girls better, and that's really cool. And every character has something going on with. Tabby goes and paints over Chip's gravestone with the word rapist in red, and Dr. Sullivan had advised her to put her anger down in words, and that may help her. But um, Imogen tells her, I was going to say Madison the action thing, but Imogen tells her, put down your words. That will help. And so she reads between the lines as she paints the snow. A lot happened this episode. Um, Tabby had to take down the movie for a cease and desist order, or otherwise her and her mom were going to get a lawsuit against her. I think this was a solid A+ premiere of a new season. I really enjoyed it. As far as the characters go, last season, my favorite. This season, it's hard to tell this early. I like all 5 of these girls. Mouse has some really interesting situations she gets in. And I really like Noah, and like she drops the F bomb just like it's nothing, and I think that's great. She's like very real. So I do like her a lot. Like I have different reasons for liking each one, right? Like Mouse is the girl that spends all the time online, which I can relate to that in a way. When I was in college, I was on stuff. I was basically on Facebook a lot, like talking to people, and I was also like into a bunch of like reading fan fiction about shows that had ended, sort of stuff like that. So I wasn't on anything like spooky spaghetti or creepy pasta or anything like that. But I can relate to that part of her being like that type of person. And then Tabby is a movie nerd, and I'm liking her more already. I mean, I've always loved her character. She's probably second for me, but she might be going up there. Noah's great because she's so real. Imogen is awesome. Like, she is just such final girl energy all the time. Like, she's just always on high alert. And I like that about her character because to me, everything she's been through, she's the only one that's lost her mother. And to me, that would be a natural, like, reaction to that. And then, of course, you have Farrah who just slays every time she's on camera. So all these girls I like. But we'll discuss it. As of episode 1, I'm going to say Noah is my favorite this season so far. but we'll discuss it with you more at the end of the season. For this episode, though, Noah was my favorite just because of like how real she is. She just wants to live, you know. She just wants to like live life and sort of find a way to move on. And you think this is all going to be great, and then they say you're going to go to summer school, and they're like, as in school during the summer, which is just awesome. And then we see the killer, Bloody Rose. So they have a new killer, and we also have to worry about, are they actually going to get to execute Archie, or is he going to get out before his execution? And then you have to deal with two of them. But I definitely think the strong man in the mask was scary for one reason. The Bloody Rose is scarier for another reason, if that makes sense. She's like more, you can see one eye and it just seems like more psychotic, and it looks like she has like blood because of the theory about her face being messed up is true. That even adds another layer. Even if it is just like a myth, it's still very, very creepy and adds to the episode one, which was called SpookySpaghetti.com. Great title, great episode, great story. I will be watching and reviewing episode two here shortly, but I appreciate you guys tuning in, and that is all for now.